Welcome back, everyone. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast.
So happy you're here. Thanks for coming back for this Chapter 3 episode. We have something very special planned.
It's a special edition episode.
Yes.
Something.
Go ahead with the sound effects.
Ooh. 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 Dun, 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 dun. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a recap of what happened in the year 2020, where a worldwide pandemic ravaged the earth, conquered lives.
We're going to be
helicopters
talking about
crashing into mountains.
Helicopters crashing into mountains. But more importantly,
wildfires.
The pandemic of COVID-19. So in today's episode, we're going to be, remembering the year that really made us or broke us.
Some people major broke. Some people major.
I didn't even mean it like that.
Oh, okay. Some people got broken.
Literally.
Some people got smashed.
Their bank accounts. Okay. Maybe not, though.
Yeah, some people got 1, 2, 3 amps in their bank account. Okay.
Oh, no. Okay. So today's episode is, in remembrance, in memory of 2020, the year that, like I said, made you or broke you.
Yeah, I just really wanted to make this episode as well because, it was like something like historical that happened. I just kind of want to capture it in our podcast just to have it to look back on it maybe like in the future or whatever,
Yeah, like we're going to show our kids this or something.
What? Our kids this?
I don't know. But yeah, we thought, I was thinking the other day how I can't believe it's already April of 2021. And just a year ago, we were a month into the pandemic and kind of adjusting to our new norms.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it would be fun to kind of go through every month of last year and kind of talk about the major things that happened because a lot of them weren't that great, really. And
no, the whole year was kind of ravaged with a bunch of sad news, bad news, COVID-19 updates that weren't good.
Yeah. So join us for the ride if you are listening to us during your commute. Hi, so happy to have you. And let's get started.
Let's get started before they get to their work. Come on. All right, start us off with January. What happened? What were the key issues that happened in January? Hit me with it.
So January 1st. So as soon as everybody said 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year.
Welcome to the happiest years of my life.
Oh wow.
With that TikTok.
Took it to TikTok.
Okay, what happened?
One of the worst fire seasons in Australian history broke out and thousands of people were forced to evacuate. So
I remember that.
Remember everybody retweeting photos of
koalas on fire.
Oh no, they were so cute, poor baby koalas.
I know. There was a lot of animals being misplaced and stuff. It was so bad.
So bad. I oh my god, they were babies too. And then just 7 days after that, January 8th, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle decide, you know what, Queen Elizabeth, peace out, sis. We're out. We are stepping back from our royal duties. And I think remembering back, I feel like a lot of people were really shocked because I don't think that's ever happened.
Except except whenever Princess Diana, whenever she backed off or whatever as well. I think she did something like that. She quit. No? Oh no, she got divorced
she got divorced and
But also, who cares? Well, I know here in America, a lot of people don't care about the Princess and Harry stuff, but I know, in England, it's
yeah, it's a big deal, I guess. Yeah, a lot of people are very invested in the royal families. I, for one, am not.
I got invested with the new Oprah interview. I listened to it.
That just came out, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Were you silent?
Or were you silenced? Oh, my God.
Classic. And then January 26th, I think this is where everybody was like, damn, is this really the year we're going to have? Kobe Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna,
yep.
Die in a helicopter crash near Calabasas.
That was crazy because I was in a photo shoot road trip with my friends, and we were at the the diner, the Los Pollos Hermanos, where I don't know if anybody saw Breaking Bad. That's where they shot like a lot of the scenes, and we were there. And then my friend, he gets a tweet. He's like, "Bro, Kobe died," and I was like, "What?" And then my other friend was like, "What do you mean? Let me see." And then it says like helicopter crash. TMZ was the first to report it. And then people were like, "Oh my God, he's dead" or whatever. And then we were like, "Dude, like that's not true." Like,
yeah, I also didn't believe.
We're like that, like that. Someone's trolling on the internet, And then what's crazy is like, this is how big it was. I feel like we were in that little restaurant, and then like, phones started popping off, like cling, cling, like people messaging each other. Like, it was so surreal because then you could hear like other people were like, "Hey, did you hear Kobe Bryant?
Like
Kobe
out of
died,
the movie,
Bryant."
people were just
People murmuring, and I was like, "What the heck?" And then like, I swear to God, like immediately I was like, I wonder if anybody else in his family was in that helicopter. Like that was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, did somebody else in his family died with him? And sure enough,
oh, that's so sad.
His daughter.
I still like at his 1 year anniversary of his passing and his daughter's passing, like I just felt so bad. Like that's just horrible because everyone knew. I mean, I'm not even into like sports and stuff, but I knew how much she looked up to him. Because I believe she was also
basketball player.
Yeah, she was also a basketball player, and so young to
oh my God.
and I think everybody was like, damn, like that's just, it can't get any worse than this, right?
Yeah.
But then January 30th of 2020, the World Health Organization declares that the coronavirus outbreak is considered a public health emergency.
Yeah, and at that time right there, it was only in Wuhan though. It wasn't over here in the United States.
Yeah, I don't even think I knew about COVID at that point.
No, I feel like very little people were talking about it just because it hadn't affected us at all. And China's really far away, so it would never get here.
Yeah, so January 31st, it looks like the former president bans travel from China, and with a few exceptions. Do you want to talk about that?
I mean, I don't know what the exceptions were, but I know like a lot of people were talking bad about it because they were like, "Oh, you're like..."
It was kind of like very selective too. It definitely looked like it was like
Asian hate already.
And he wasn't really like, I don't think he even put much thought into it. He just heard, oh, it's coming from
China. And at that time, he was also like talking about imposing like restrictions in the trade for China. So everybody was like, "Oh wow, he's just being racist. Like he's putting a ban on China and all this stuff." So I mean, low key, it was a good move, but it wasn't enough to kind of like stop the pandemic or like the spread or anything.
At that point, he like had declared that this was even an emergency. He didn't.
No, and I feel like and I feel like the decision of banning travel from China into the United States was not based on a pandemic that might happen or an outbreak. It was more because he was on that like on that China bender where he was like putting restrictions on this or launching the trade war with them. And then like I feel like he was like, "Oh, I could ban travel. Like let me throw that in there as well." So
yeah. Anyway, politics ill. February 2nd. One of the best days.
Why is that even in there? That wasn't even a bad thing. Well, maybe
right?
it's a bad thing for everybody else, I feel like.
Excuse me. I think a lot of people were really happy for us. The Kansas City Chiefs defeat the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean,
I was over the moon. Like, I was so happy that,
well, let them know where you're from. You let them know where you're from.
I think the people know where I'm from. So I'm from Kansas City. I was raised in Kansas City. So, I've never been a true football fan until a few years ago. Let's just be real.
I mean, I've been a football fan.
Right, but not for the Chiefs.
I'm just saying.
And yeah, I am so, like, I can just think back to how, like, a few days later we had the parade, and like the amount of people that showed up that day was insane. If you were there, if you know, but it was such an incredible time. And just looking back to those pictures, I'm like, wow, like
it was a super spreader event
without even knowing it.
Yeah, right? But I think I don't think the COVID, like even the first case wasn't even there. But I I do remember you sending like Snapchats and stuff. It looked cold. It looked
Oh my gosh,
freezing
it was
cold.
freezing. It was freezing. I mean, that's kind of like our typical winter season, you know, goes all the way to April, but February was at its peak. And luckily,
Freezing.
yeah, my best friend and her sister and I, we were all kind of like we were watching the parade from someone's condo in downtown Kansas City.
That sounds safe.
It was, and very warm too. But it was really fun, and I think that, you know, that was great. So yeah, moving on to what else happened in February. The first COVID death is reported in the U.S. on February 29th. So that was, I think that's when everybody kind of started to take it a little bit serious. You know, you're reaching towards the end of February and you're like, ooh, is this real? Is this not?
No, it makes it scary. That's when I feel like it turned scary. Like it went from, it turns it scary because I was hearing, I don't know, I was going to say you were hearing, but no, I don't know if anybody else was hearing, but like, I had listened to I always listen to a couple of podcasts like throughout my day, and I was listening, people saying like, there's reports, like there's videos sneaking out of Wuhan, like there's a doctor like screaming into the phone saying like, hey, like we need help, we need reinforcements, this hospital cannot handle any more cases. And there was like video leaking of people like falling over like on the street dying from COVID. So I was like, damn, like this
people were falling on the street from COVID.
Okay, I don't know if it was like, you know, like people.
Oh
no, I'm like.
I thought you were. Are you exaggerating?
The video was exaggerating. Like the titles they were putting on there was exaggerating.
Right, and there was just so much like misinformation because no one knew much of it, and people were just reading headlines and kind of
panicking.
Yeah, took it and ran with it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like this February 29th, first COVID case death recorded in the U.S. And you're like, oh crap, it's here. It's gonna start ravaging through the population. That's what I thought.
It's scary once. Yeah.
When people start dying, yeah. What do we got next? We actually made a little list, guys. So we were like scrolling up and down. You know.
Yeah. Trying to keep time here. There's 12 months, so let's get.
We're trying not to take a whole year on it.
Yeah. Let's get to the the month that changed everyone's lives. And on March 9th of last year, Italy places itself on a nationwide quarantine to slow the spread of coronavirus.
That's when it got crazy. Like
I feel like that's when I was like shaking. Oh my gosh, like people's mental health, including myself, was just like at the brink, like because you just start panicking, and all the media was doing was just like flooding you with like cases rising, everything shut down, this, that. It was just like back and forth of like nothing but horrible news.
Putting on the death counter on the news.
Dude, what the heck? like at least give us some like, light-hearted commercials in between or something. But I felt like everything was.
I remember the lightheartedness was the people in Italy that were like in their balconies singing songs and stuff like that. Remember that?
I had completely forgot about that.
And then
all over Europe and France too. People were just like, if you played an instrument, you're just
outside, just like jamming along,
like out of a movie.
It looked pretty. How do you call it? Like very neighborly, very nicely. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's cool. Then what do we have next? March 11th.
Yeah, the World Health Organization declares the coronavirus outbreak
a pandemic. This is when it got real.
Pandemic. A little panorama.
And then the key issues that happen whenever
But on March 11th, not just that.
Okay.
One of the greatest actors of all time and his wife, Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, announced on Twitter, and I remember I saw this on Twitter, that they tested positive for COVID in Australia, and I was like, absolutely not. This cannot happen. Not
the Toy Story.
Not the Toy Story, please.
Not to Woody.
Not to Woody. Don't do this to Woody.
I said COVID. I was gonna throw hands with COVID if Woody died.
Can you imagine? Like Tom Hanks is an icon.
Okay.
No.
No. He is.
Yeah.
He's been like he's one of the most famous. I feel like.
Yeah.
Or the famous.
Yeah. I mean, name somebody better. I'll wait. I'm kidding. But no, he's great. And luckily they
survived.
They recovered.
They're
but
right. And then the NBA shuts down, suspends every game. No, that's very important because that's when everybody took it serious. They were like, "Oh, we're ending."
I know. I just don't watch the NBA, but I know it was like for a lot of people, it was like, "What's gonna happen?" Because isn't like March?
Well, I feel like whenever the NBA suspended all their games, then that's whenever like schools and
Wait, but what is March Madness related to? Is it?
March Madness is that's college basketball, and
Right.
then the March tournament bracket and all that stuff.
Yeah. Is that related to like the NBA?
No, that's college. I think that's called the NCAA. That's not the NBA.
Same thing. What?
Anyways, it was funny because whenever the NBA shut down was because this guy he got COVID because they were like doing like a post press game conference or whatever, and then they were like what did he say? Like they were like like try to stay back from the mics, don't get too close or this and that. And he was like, he's like, I don't believe in COVID, and he started touching all the mics. He started touching it all the mics.
On the mic.
No, he started touching them like all of the mics because every player uses the same mics.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, I don't believe in COVID, and he started touching all the mics, and then he tested positive for COVID, and then that's when everything shut down. So that boy looked like a clown, like,
what
bro,
buffoon. Yuck. Cannot relate. March 13th, former president declares the coronavirus a national emergency, and the same day, Breonna Taylor is shot and killed in her home in Louisville, Kentucky, which we all know that story.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah, like
none of that stuff. None of the police killings last year or any year.
Yeah, any year really.
Yeah,
gosh. God, I'm like reliving and kind of feeling like the same bummed out. I'm like, wait, we need to add some more. I'm like thinking like, did we save some good news in here? But
no, this is a dark episode.
Bear with us, but these are all.
No, I feel like this is good. I feel like people will enjoy listening to this podcast.
March 14th, just one day after, Spain declares a nationwide lockdown because of the coronavirus.
That's before we got locked down, and I was kind of like,
and like all Europe was just kind of like
shutting down completely, only leaving a couple of stuff open. I was like, damn, I for sure thought that would never happen here. I was like, that's not like, I was like, this is America, and people are like, America, we're not staying inside. Like that's the American.
Well, a lot of people still have that mentality.
Yeah, like this is my freedom. Freedom. Pursuit of happiness, all that stuff.
Yeah, for me, I believe I think March 13th or March 14th is one of those days. Like I went to work, and we kind of had talks that we were going to kind of work from home, but nothing was really final. And I remember, I want to say it was March 14th when I showed up to work, and I probably worked for 2 hours when our team lead was like, yeah, like we're gonna. If you just want to grab your stuff, grab a monitor, like we'll probably be back in 2 weeks. And I'm like, 2 weeks? Like that's a long time. I've never worked from home. I don't even know what that looks like. I'm like, I don't even know if my internet has the
capacity to connect.
Yeah. And I just remember coming.
I don't even know if I have internet now. I'm kidding.
Yeah. He's like, if you just want to grab your things and, just clock back in whenever you head home or whatever. And it just felt so weird. And I remember going to my best friend's house that day. I'm like, well, are you guys working from home? Can I join? Like kind of was still not believing that this was going to be my reality.
Yeah, we're trying to buy cubicles to put them in the living room so that way all of y'all can still work.
Look at us 1 year later. Anyway, 2 weeks turned into a year. Yeah.
And well, you're still going.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what happens.
2 years, 2 weeks turned into 2 years.
What happened on March 19th? Tell him.
Governor Gavin Newsom announces extraordinary measures directing all Californians to stay at home because of the pandemic. Los Angeles City and county officials issue sweeping new rules to limit the virus spread. So basically, LA becomes the first city to lock down and start having Zoom school for kids and all that stuff. So that was crazy.
Just thinking about currently, we're not in school right now, you and I, but
yeah,
I never once thought about what about the kids that are in school? And I just never thought that was going to be something that they would be able to work out so fast. Because I believe some kids didn't have classes.
Yeah.
Right. For maybe a week or so before they kind of got
went
their...
to summer break, right? Or something like that.
not summer,
Not
but
summer break?
spring.
Spring break?
I think it was like spring break.
Okay, yeah. You're right.
And then while they got their, their plans together and like to see how they were going to do the, school from home.
From
but
home.
That's crazy.
If
LA shuts down, it's a big deal.
Yeah, they're about to. Yeah, and then also thinking of that, like doing Zoom school, I feel like I wouldn't have, like me as my own, like if I was a student in high school, like bro, I would be looking to curve that shit like whatever way possible.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I would probably be in class.
I would probably be like, oh, I'm breaking up. And then just close the laptop.
I'd probably be in bed asleep, to be honest. And if they called my name, I'd ask my friend to text me because I am not.
And that's whenever like a bunch of videos started like popping up, like how people were curving school, like taking a picture of themselves looking at the laptop and then just hanging the little picture in front of the webcam.
Oh my gosh. March 24th, former president tweets that the cure cannot be, quote, worse than the problem itself, end quote, and calls for the country to reopen on Easter Sunday. On Easter Sunday?
Yeah, he was ready to open it back up.
Mind? Ugh. Anyway. March 25th. 1 million Californians file for unemployment. Unemployment was through the roof because so many people were just, losing their jobs left and right. And again, like this is not something the country prepared for. So it was like it took everyone by surprise. It's not like anybody was really planning for this to happen. But of course,
And then you would think about like how...
Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I guess like a lot of people don't plan for like the worst time, I don't know.
It kind of gives you an idea. Like, I mean, it was definitely a wake-up call for a lot of people. Like, I
heard like a lot of like small businesses are like just completely out of business.
Yeah, just thinking back, like how many small businesses, and see, and Casey is very big on supporting small. I personally try to my very best to support small. So during these times when everything was closing and Walmart, remember Walmart, Target, like these big corporations were the only ones open.
Stay open. Yeah, that was weird.
Could stay open. And then like they even modified, like they adjusted the late hours so that like the elderly would get to shop.
Oh yeah.
God,
like
why are we talking about the toilet paper?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, people went crazy for toilet paper. Like, what?
And then people like were starting to like rationalize it. They were like, so toilet paper is it's a big item. So if you take like 5 of them, it looks like you took a whole shelf. So it wasn't like...
Since when did we ever have to think about a toilet paper outage in the country ever?
That's why people need to upgrade to, what is it, that thing called that shoots
a
bidet? Yeah, that shoots water up your butt.
A bidet. Oh.
And then get a towel. That's nasty.
I mean, the bidet is a really good alternative, but I mean, again, a lot of people were just not like planning for that. But now I'm sure a lot of people. I'm interested. I'm curious to see like how many people actually invested in a bidet after the whole toilet paper situation. Because golly.
I don't know. I used that bidet once. I didn't feel comfortable with it. I felt like it didn't. I feel like it didn't do the job.
Oh, it didn't do the job for you?
Not just that, but also like I feel like it leaves you still like all kind of wet.
Well, that's what the towel's for. I hear a lot of people use towels.
I'm not gonna share a towel with whoever was the last person to use the restroom.
Ew, I think there's an assigned towel.
No, there is. What are you gonna do? Put your name on it?
Yeah, with Sharpie.
Ew. You can even tell
Sharpie?
You're like, is that an M or what?
Okay, we're done. Moving along. Nope. No, thank you. March 31st, New York passes 75,000 coronavirus cases. 75,000? Are you kidding me? New York is so small, but heavily populated.
Yeah,
so
that's
for
like the perfect place for a disease to spread. Everybody's touching the rails. Everybody's going in the subways.
Yeah, and you've been to New York. I've been to New York. I don't even know if that counts. I was there for a day, but I mean, everybody there is kind of like
on each other
all the time. It's a big city that's heavily populated, so there's like so many people out and about walking.
Yeah, and then everybody just...
No one really drives their own car unless you got it like that. But I'm just saying, like, usually the main mode of transportation.
Yeah, it's walking, touching rails.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh. I mean, to me, I was like, oh, not very surprised, but also that sucks because like New York is one of the biggest cities in the world. So for that to have to shut down,
That was crazy. Like New York.
equally LA and New York was just like, whoa, like, and at the time, like I was living, or I live in the Midwest, so it was just kind of like, at what point is this going to hit us?
Yeah, because you started seeing the coasts go, and then you're just waiting for the center to be.
Who was going to be the spreader?
Yep.
April 2nd of last year, the number of coronavirus cases worldwide passed 1 million, and more than 6.6 million workers file for unemployment.
Damn.
Whew.
I guess that's just like a stat that it was starting to get real.
Real. And then on April 13th, the IRS begins sending stimulus checks,
Let's go. Dude, I got my stimulus check quick.
I know, you probably got it like the day up. I was like, what?
I got it the day up and spent it the second day, and I was like, I need another one. Help me.
When
I'm kidding.
in our lifetime have you ever heard of stimulus checks?
And you know what's crazy? Because the presidential like candidates for the Democratic Party were coming up, right? And I really started like digging Andrew Yang, and his big thing was like, we gotta hand out.
Oh my gosh!
Not hand out. He was like, we gotta the universal basic income to $1,000 every month for everybody, and he was like ridiculed for that. Like, what? Why are we gonna do that? That's so dumb. That will never happen. This is okay. And then like Joe Biden went to the thing or whatever.
Well, he wasn't president yet.
No. He was a nominee. Like he was the nominee for the Democratic Party.
Right.
Yeah, and then like basically like 2 months later, everybody in the whole nation's gonna get a
it's like, where did you come up with this money? If Andrew Yang said he was gonna do it, you guys shut that shit down.
I just don't feel like it was fair to him, because he was like kind of the guy that, like I told you guys, like, what the heck, like, don't act like this is a new idea, like,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So okay, so
moving on to May.
Oh wait, also with the stimulus check, they also like that's when I remember a lot of people at my job quitting because
no way.
Yeah, because you could get unemployment. I think unemployment was $600 a week. So people were like, dude, that's kind of like, I mean, let's say you work at McDonald's, you're not making $600 a week.
I don't know that.
No, I'm telling you, I'm letting you know, you don't make $600 a week.
Oh.
So if you can make
yeah, but stimulus $600 a week. What is that? Oh, you're saying?
Oh, like I'm saying people started quitting. People started quitting because you can make more money just being at home, because it was $600 plus whatever the like regular unemployment was, which I think is like $200 or $300. So you were making like $800 a week. And so people were like, okay, screw that, I'm quitting my job. And I think it went up all the way up to like April. Not April. What the heck? It went up all the way up to like August, I feel like. Yeah. So
that helped. That.
Yeah. The stimulus checks came with the unemployment till August or something like that. Insane. And people started quitting their jobs to just collect that unemployment money, which was kind of nice, but I mean, not as a long-term solution, obviously.
Right. I mean, but whatever worked for them, a lot of people lost their jobs, and maybe not in this case where you said they were quitting their jobs, but a lot of people did lose their jobs and they really didn't have any other way out. And man.
Yeah, and I feel like that was good for the people who actually lost their jobs. Like, that makes sense to get that much money, like $800, so you can pay your rent, pay for your food. That makes sense. But I guess the way it was handled, there was no like checks on anything. Like, there wasn't checks. I mean, I don't know, probably unpopular opinion, but if you didn't lose your job, I don't think you should have gotten a stimulus check. But I mean, unpopular. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm super happy I got it. I'm not even tripping. Like, thank God. Like, hell yeah.
Okay,
like,
we gotta call somebody to take all this money back. Martin said he doesn't need it.
I can't pay it back now. All right, it's already gone.
Okay, well,
I'm just saying. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Moving on to May 3rd. The U.S. faces invasion. Oh my gosh. The murder hornets.
The murder hornets came and went super quick. I remember.
Were they even real? I thought that was a hoax.
No, it was real.
It was real?
Yeah, it was like 4 times as big as a normal.
I can't remember what podcast or what I watched. I mean, there was just so much content to be consumed when you were home. But I thought that someone said that it came from an article that wasn't even like credible. But I could be wrong. I don't know.
I mean, we got
quote it
these
right now.
guys. If you want to check out these this topics that we're talking about, we got it from the LA Times. So I'm pretty sure.
Fact check us because
No. What I'm saying, I'm pretty sure the LA Times fact checked the murder hornet story, and they're not gonna put out something that could be
I just
retracted.
thought at the time that it was a hoax because I never heard about it. Or
yeah, I could. I mean, there was a lot of rumors flying around about everything. You know, people were saying that Kobe faked his death.
oh my god, are you kidding me?
It's a Tupac take.
Oh my gosh, the Kobe fans are coming after you after this.
All right, chill.
May 8th, the U.S. unemployment rate reaches 14.7 with more than 33 million jobless claims filed since March.
Damn, that sounds crazy. I wish I knew the stats of whenever the Great Depression hit, because I feel like it was like reaching kind of those numbers. Like,
yikes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another crazy thing is just that, like, those unemployment were like crazy, right? But the stock market just kept going up and up, and I was just like, that doesn't kind of.
Something's not adding up. Someone's making money, and it sure wasn't us. May 19th, the U.S. passes 1.5 million confirmed COVID cases and 90,000 deaths.
Yeah,
May
it was just
19th.
climbing.
90,000 in 2 months. That's crazy. Crazy to even say it out loud because, oh my goodness, like so many people were affected.
Yeah, and but also I feel like they were also claiming like a lot of. Remember, you kept hearing a lot of those stories where they were saying like if a hospital claimed that it was a COVID death, or if they marked it as a COVID death, they would get like a certain percentage of money held from the United States.
So yeah, if you, I heard, well, in Mexico, like my family was telling me that anytime that they went to the doctor, you know, a lot of times they were diagnosed or, you know, a certain way, but then they were also like, oh, you're also COVID positive. Because they would, you know, they would be a part of a number that would probably bring them some sort of funding or something. Or if they did pass, you know, sadly they passed in the hospital. A lot of the times the reason was COVID related.
But I also feel like, let's say like you had a like maybe, I don't know, cancer, right? And you die. And then they were like, oh, that's a COVID death. Like maybe it's wrong to claim it as a COVID death, but I'm pretty sure COVID didn't help at all, you know? Like maybe you could have survived a few more years or months. Yeah. So I kind of don't blame it all, like as in like that was wrong of them to do, to claim it as a COVID death. But I'm pretty sure like
I don't know what Big Pharma's doing.
Yeah.
May 25th, a very sad day for a lot of people who had to see this. The killing of George Floyd was filmed while a police officer was pressing his knee on his neck for about 8 minutes. That ended up in killing him, as well as, you know, just his video being leaked all over social media. Oh my gosh. I vividly remember this day because I was trying so hard to stay away from the internet that day because of just how so many things were happening back to back, and I really couldn't like wrap my head around one thing when the next thing already happened. And this was a very sad day to see how, you know.
Yeah, I mean, just like like that's whenever the Black Lives movements, I feel like really like concreted itself and started like showing up on everybody's streets. Everybody was rioting. Some people were protesting, peaceful protests. It started as peaceful protests, but then you have all those people that, the looters, the people that take advantage of the situations and come out and start going crazy.
I'm glad people did though, despite of COVID, because it really did, like, you know, if you were for, you know, speaking up and doing what's right, like at that point, like COVID was not even in question for a lot of people who went out. And I know in Kansas City for sure the protests went on for like longer than a week.
And then I guess another unpopular opinion, you know how people were saying like, oh, why are they burning down this, why are they attacking? Dude, I feel like if that was a family member of mine and I got no justice for what happened, dude.
Well, and if it keeps happening
over and over again, it was just so ridiculous, dude. Like I was like.
Yeah, clearly those who were upset over the looting of corporate businesses.
I remember like everybody really crying for Target. Remember that
really
video?
Should be shifting their anger towards something more important, like just lives being taken away for no reason.
Because I promise you, if it was somebody in your family that injustice happened to, you wouldn't give a crap about any target that got burned down. You would keep
that same energy.
Yeah.
May 26th, Twitter labels a tweet from former president as misleading for the first time and includes a fact check link.
Oh yeah, I remember, because Donald Trump was like always like making crazy statements and this and that, and he would never get checked, you know.
A psychopath.
And like everybody kept, I mean, in a world where people got like what do you call it, like the platform for a bunch of stuff, our main guy, the president, he would always tweet out crazy stuff and nothing would ever happen. Like nothing on his Twitter, nothing on his Facebook, no fact checking, no nothing. And then I remember like he blew like a gasket whenever this little thing popped up at the bottom of his tweet that said fact check link or whatever, because he was just like misinforming the whole country and all his followers.
And you got to think about how there was an election happening just a few months after this. So, like, it was crucial that anything he said was going to be taken into account for.
And not just that, because there was a crazy conspiracy, like that QAnon. I don't know if you heard of that. Like, there was a crazy conspiracy happening, like, in the background, where people were getting super riled up. And then kind of President Trump was kind of just, like, feeding them kind of, like, little it's in pieces to like keep hyping them up, keep building them up. So that was not good for anybody, because those were crazy conspiracies that were not true.
Yeah, just a lot of misinformation being thrown around when all people want is answers. And there was just already enough uncertainty. And I mean, still, like,
I feel like he was focusing more on his presidency re-election instead of putting that aside and focusing on the real problem, which was COVID-19 and like
and helping, you know,
the BLM movement and everything that was happening. Like there was a lot of bigger fish to fry than his.
Period. Fry them fish, the big fish, not the small ones, not your own. The rest, right? Okay. May 28th. That's a couple of days after that. A state emergency is declared in Minneapolis, St. Paul, as protest over the death of George Floyd.
Yeah, that was when Minneapolis was getting wrecked. Like it was, everybody was out on the streets rioting, looting.
I don't think I've ever seen something like that in my life. Like, Trevor Martin. Back in, I forget the year. Was it 2014?
I think so. 2013, 2014. I don't know.
In St. Louis. Never mind.
I would imagine that's what like probably the Rodney King riots looked in LA, but like in Minneapolis, like I don't know. It was crazy. Yeah. I do remember that. It was crazy.
R.I.P. George Floyd. May 30th, a state of emergency is declared in Los Angeles County and the city of Los Angeles because of protest over the death of George Floyd. And this is where curfews were implemented in cities such as, or in Philadelphia and Atlanta. But I also feel like in Kansas City too, anywhere where there was protest, I feel like
there was
curfews. Because Houston also.
Yeah, all major cities started going nuts because I feel like, they started going even crazier because the video went viral. People were starting to go over the video, looking at it. And still at that time, whenever the riots started happening, the news had not given, not the news, sorry, the police had not brought up their names of the people who killed George Floyd, and they had not even arrested them or even, slapped them in the hand yet, Like they had no consequences. They had just killed this guy. The video was going viral. Everybody was calling for the police's arrest. They were not doing it.
Well, then the police were also being brutal to the protesters. Like
and then that started going viral. Police pushing old man.
The former president trying to bring out the National Guard. I'm like, dude, what?
Yeah. So it was like the boys club, just like we're gonna protect our own. We're gonna like draw the line. This is us. This is y'all, and they were not taking it seriously. So everybody in the nation started going crazy for that. So, and that's the shit, just because that's really, what happens. Like if nobody's gonna pay attention to the justice that needs to be served, what else are you gonna do? You just can't ignore it and hope it goes away.
Should we go on break? Really quick?
Yeah, for June. Okay, yeah, we're halfway through the year. Let's just take a quick minute ad break and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back from the ad read. So we left off in June. Let's see what we have. See, in June, President Trump threats to deploy the U.S. troops to quell the protest across the country, and he also does that thing where he makes like, because the people started protesting outside outside the White House, and people were calling him a coward for being like in the bunker or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
So he says he wants to take a picture in front of a church with the Bible.
Ugh.
So he starts gassing everybody outside the White House, brings out the National Guard, makes everybody like get out of his way so he can walk straight to the chapel for no reason, and
just for a photo op.
In front of the church. And then like later on, even the priest was like, we didn't know anything about that. He did that out of nowhere.
Oh my gosh, he just took it upon himself.
So it was like a power move, like
using all these resources. The National
Mm-hmm.
Guard, are you kidding me? For a picture?
Yeah, it was crazy. And then even then, like later, in June 8th, protesters in Seattle declared the autonomous zone. I don't know if you guys remember that. They were calling it Chat-City or something like that in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
They basically took over like a block in downtown Seattle and said that was their new country.
I like hardly remember it, but just reading through it I was like, wow. There's just so many things that happen. You really can't. But here we are reminding you of them.
I know. that
In case you blocked these memories out.
Here they are. Welcome back. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, okay. So that's all we have for June. So let's go to July. The FBI arrests Ghislaine Maxwell on charges that she helped lure at least 3 girls to be sexually abused by the Jeffrey Epstein guy.
Ugh.
Do you remember Jeffrey Epstein?
Gosh. And I'm so glad you said her name or the person's name, because I have no idea how to say that person's name.
Oh, Ghislaine Maxwell?
Ghislaine.
Yeah. A lot of people call her Ghislaine.
Ghislaine is, I wouldn't have said. Oh my God.
He's got it.
Oh no, not
Jeffrey.
Ghislaine.
For Jeffrey.
Yuck.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Yeah. Did you watch the Jeffrey Epstein doc?
Yeah, I watched it.
You did?
Yeah,
Was
I
it
watched
good?
it.
Like good as in like interesting?
It's interesting. It does show like a lot of like what the tactics were and how to get those girls to that to his house over there in Mar-a-Lago. It was really creepy.
It's so funny because last week weren't we going to Galveston for something, and there was like a sign that was like, what was it called?
I know what you're talking about, but it wasn't Mar-a-Lago. It was something that said like
Lago Mar.
Lago Mar, yeah.
And I was like, wait, isn't that where Jeffrey Epstein? It was like the billboard was, "Make Lago Mar your home today." And I was like, wait, isn't that where Jeffrey Epstein?
And I was like, no, it was Mar-a-Lago. And you're like, it's the same thing.
Same thing. It sounds the same. Must be the same. Just kidding. What happened in July 30th?
Yeah, then July 30th. What's it? Oh yeah, that's whenever like the whole misinformation stuff started happening again, with President Trump suggesting that the election be delayed, that he wasn't he wasn't for the mailing ballots and all that stuff. So that was kind of just,
yeah, he claimed that
was like the story of like the end of 2020, like all the mailing ballots and this
right.
and
That's where like the whole
and
fraudulent
yes,
they're gonna steal the election.
Stop the count,
recount
the votes.
Like, hey,
Yep.
pick a struggle. Which side are you on, really?
Yeah. And then the
Same day,
the NBA announces that they're gonna start playing games again in the bubble in Orlando. So that was when things started looking up, I feel like.
And aren't you? I know you're into UFC fights. Remember when they brought back UFC fights? But
UFC never stopped.
Oh, right. Because where were they doing the fights?
They were doing it in their like gym in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, was it in Nevada?
Yeah.
I thought it was in Dubai.
No, that's after. Like a couple of months later, they decided to do the Fight Island.
Yes, I remember that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dubai people were not playing around. They got
UFC's
money.
Oh my gosh, remember that UFC fight we watched? I don't remember who fought, but there was absolutely nobody in the audience, and it was kind of weird because you could actually hear like the fighters grunting and like,
yeah, even like just 2 weeks ago, there still were no.
There's
fighters.
still no.
Yeah, that was I think that was the last fight they're gonna do with no
audience.
With no audience. Yeah,
that was really interesting to
for
watch.
my UFC fans. That was the fight with Usman versus. Oh God, I forgot his name. The firefighter guy. Sorry, I can't remember.
The
his name.
firefighter guy.
He was like he was the champion before.
Yeah.
Before Usman, but then
August 2nd, firefighters continue to battle the apple fire that burned 20,000 acres in Cherry Valley and surrounding areas of Riverside and San Bernardino counties, destroying one home and prompting evacuations of thousands of others.
Yeah, on top of COVID, LA's burning.
Dude, LA is, well, no, I think it was San Bernardino.
Yeah, San Bernardino. That's like right there in
Bernardino.
California.
Califas. Yeah, dude, California is always burning. God,
What if this year is going to be worse? Because you know how they're saying like with climate change, everything's just getting
climate
worse.
change. Jeez.
I hope not.
Right. Let's knock on wood. Hey.
Knock, knock. Okay.
Okay. August 11th, Joe Biden announces that Kamala Harris, Senator of California, will be his vice presidential running mate, which she would make the first woman of color to appear on a major party's presidential ticket. Huge news. Massive. I was like, no way. Am I really alive to see this come to life? Like, was I expecting her? No. Were there even rumors of that? I don't know, but I was really excited about that.
Yeah, I was like just.
She's really good friends with Mindy Kaling.
And
And
I was rooting
really
for. I'm
know.
telling you, man, I'm still bummed. I was rooting for Andrew Yang.
I know. Martin was for Andrew Yang. Maybe we'll get to see him again.
Oh no, he's running for mayor of
you
New
would
York
know.
City.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
He said he's gonna bring that back to the city. So.
Right. We'll see. August 16th, the August Complex fire starts in Northern California. By September 9th, it became the largest fire in California history, burning more than 1 million acres.
Yeah, fires after fire after fire. It was
Come on, California.
crazy.
And it's peak summer, so it's like...
Yeah, it's ravaging.
Oh, my gosh.
Man, I don't know about California, dude. It's constantly on fire.
Gavin Newsom is...
Gavin Newsom's destroying the city by himself. He said, I got us.
Gavin Newsom is the guy who is like saying you have to wear a mask, but then was caught not wearing a mask
Yeah,
at
he
a
was
party
at
or something like that.
French Laundry.
Yikes.
That's the name of the restaurant. Super fancy restaurant. He was out there eating. Even just like homegirl
Oh, Nancy
Pelosi over here saying, we gotta stay inside.
She got her hair done.
And I'm gonna go get my hair done without a mask. Dude, these people are so old. Oh my god.
Well, is Gavin Newsom old?
Nah, Gavin Newsom's not old. I was just thinking of Nancy over here. Look.
Hey, leave poor old Nancy. Just kidding. I don't know her.
Poor old Nancy. Chill out.
I know. Yeah. August 23rd. How do we skip my birthday? I'm kidding.
That was not national news.
You're right. I'm sorry. August 23rd, protests break out in Kenosha, Wisconsin after the shooting of 29-year-old Jacob Blake by a police officer. Again, just like
yeah, they just keep adding
brutality.
on.
Like, dude.
Dragging, bro. Like just
my gosh.
one after another one after another one.
And then a few days after that, August 28th.
Ooh, this one hurts. All right, say it.
You ready? I'm going to rip off this Band-Aid.
Do it.
Actor Chadwick Boseman dies at age 43 following a previously undisclosed battle with colon cancer. I know.
AKA Black Panther.
Long live Black Panther. Babe, I have not seen this movie.
Wakanda forever.
I and everybody, including you, my sister, everyone says it's such a great movie, but I still have yet to watch it. Maybe we should watch it this weekend, but I also was taken by surprise because I've seen it.
My favorite movie of his was number 42.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my all-time favorite movies of all time. Yeah, it's like him. It's about Jackie Robinson, baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
It's just basically a movie about his life. I thought it was like amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, then he
R.I.P. Chadwick.
Yeah, so sad.
September.
It's sorry, just one more thing. It was crazy because Chadwick, whenever he died, there was this one interview where he was like, "Do you think like they were asking him like, after this new Avengers movie comes out, how are you? What do you think the new Avengers is gonna be like? What are you thinking of it?" He's like, and he's all like, I'm dead already." And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, I'll probably be dead. And he's like, what? I don't say that. That's funny. And that. And he's like, all right, well, we'll talk to you next.
Wait, he actually said that?
He said that. He's like, I'll be dead. Isn't that like so chilling and scary? Like what? Like
I just got chills.
That's crazy.
I mean, but like he was serious. But
he was
people
serious,
were
and
like,
they were like, okay.
Yeah,
like, what
because
do you
I remember I got on Twitter that day that I heard about it, and it was like nobody saw it coming because that was just not something he spoke about. So for him to just stay quiet and, I don't know, go through pain in silence, or not maybe in silence,
Not
but
even the directors of Avengers knew.
really,
That's crazy.
that's insane. But yeah, I yep. R.I.P. Chadwick. September 6th, the temperature of the Woodland Hills soars to 121 degrees, an all-time high in LA. LA, why are you in the news? Oh, wait, do you think that maybe the LA Times threw in a bunch of LA news?
Maybe and maybe not, because I do remember the LA was all over the news, just no matter what. Like,
true. They took a big job.
yeah, especially since those, what were those fires? The ones that, I don't even know the name of them, but the ones that like literally wrecked like all the rich people's houses in Malibu. Remember, it just like burned everybody to a crisp. Remember the?
Yes, I do.
I remember. I also remember the there was a big scandal because the the Kardashians had their private firefighters like fighting the fires around their house.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
September 22nd, the death toll of the pandemic in the United States now passes 200,000 people.
Yeah, but it was just climbing and climbing.
September 23rd, former president refuses to commit to a peaceful transfer of power if he loses the November election.
That's when I just got like not scared, but just like, dude, like what are we doing? Like, like I was just, it was embarrassing because I would listen, like one of the podcasts that I listen to is the BBC, which is like kind of like the
BBC News.
Yeah, it's just like worldwide news.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just like, everybody was clowning America so hard. I was like,
dude, like everybody. Yeah. I mean, especially when, you know, you claim you're the greatest country ever.
And then you have this guy acting super childish and shit. It was just annoying.
Yeah. October. What happened in October?
The Dodgers defeat the Tampa Bay Rays to win the team's first World Series since 1988. We feel like this one might be just LA. Like, all right.
Come on, LA. All right. Well,
it's not
good for the Dodgers.
No,
though,
let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Oh, okay. October 30th, a Stanford University study links more than 30,000 COVID cases and 700 deaths to the former president's campaign rallies.
Oh yeah, I remember he wouldn't stop with this goddamn
rallies. He wouldn't
rallies.
stop. Like, ugh.
And people
read the room. Just the privilege, you know?
Yeah, people were just not caring and again following those the
misinformation.
Yeah. That's what Twitter was going after, just like stop it.
Oh my gosh. I wonder if I can't remember. Do we touch base the moment that the former president just gets banned completely? I
don't think so. I don't think it's on here. But
when does that happen?
I think that happened like at the beginning of the year.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Well, it wasn't part of 2020, but it should have been, right? November 4th, the U.S. becomes the first country in the world to exceed 100,000 daily cases of COVID-19. Yikes.
Yeah. Again.
I keep saying yikes, but it's like, it's still so surreal to me that this was just a few months ago. November 4th, the same day, former president continues to attack on the voting system as he joined several lawsuits aiming at stopping vote counts in Pennsylvania, Georgia.
Yeah, that's whenever they were coming back because they were red at the beginning, but then the mailing ballots started coming in and started turning blue, and that's whenever he started losing his shit.
Right.
Yeah, it was crazy.
True. Okay. November 7th, after days of waiting, major news organizations declare that Joe Biden has secured enough electoral college votes to win the presidency.
Let's fucking go!
Y'all, the relief, you guys.
But also, dude, get younger. What? I'm kidding.
Oh, yeah. November 19th, Governor Gavin Newsom announces a mandatory overnight stay-at-home order that will institute throughout most of California to combat a surge in new coronaviruses. Well, I wonder why, sir. Maybe stop having private dinner events where everyone's maskless. Thank you. Signed, me. November 20th, Georgia's Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger.
Did
I say that right?
No, it's called Ruffles Sandburgers. I'm kidding, that's wrong. I don't know.
Certifies President-elect Joe Biden's win and the results of all other races in the state. So he was kind of like...
This is big because...
huge.
That guy, he's a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
And that's whenever that... He leaked that conversation where President Trump is saying, well, where are those votes that we need? Can you find those votes? Are those votes there? Can you find the votes?
Hey, can you check on your table really quick? I think I see some votes.
Dude, thank God for like honest people, dude, because That's like just straight up like, bro, that's straight up lying, cheating.
Well, we hope that's the truth, but I'm just saying, like,
But this is a guy. This is a guy that's a Republican, and going against the head of the Republican Party, the president.
yeah.
So that's like, there's literally.
He said, "Hey, can you check inside your shoe? I think I left some votes in there."
Yeah, that was super shady and really big because Georgia has never. I mean, it was like the last time it went blue was like a long time ago. Obviously making it up because I don't remember when.
No, but it was.
Yeah.
Whoops. Now you're making me. Okay, let's move on to December.
Okay, go.
December. You guys are reaching the end here. Are you guys still with us? I hope you are. Please
I think
stay
they
with
are.
us.
I think they are.
So happy you're
I feel like I
here.
would have stayed.
You feel like what?
I would have stayed because, dude, it was crazy.
Please don't. They're probably like, why are you making me relive the worst year of my life?
No,
But
dude. Even though if it was so bad, I was like tuning into every podcast that was talking about it.
true.
For some reason,
Of course. December 11th, the Supreme Court rejects a highly unusual lawsuit filed by Texas that urged the justices to overturn the election result by nullifying President-elect Joe Biden's victory in 4 key states, which are
Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Georgia. That's when everybody was trying to like throw the last effort at stopping the count. And
yeah, it's like, dude, give it a just relájate, like siéntate, tómate un cafecito, todo va a estar bien, like
yeah, that was like the last attempt.
Yeah, last stretch.
And dude, what's crazy is that like right now the company that does the elections, like the machines, they're suing Rudy Giuliani because Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump because defamation, because like they were saying like their machines were broken, that they were the ones that made the cheat and all this
the
stuff.
Machines got pissed off.
This is a multi-million-dollar company. They're about to like sue the shit out of these people just because, bro. You can't just be making up. You can't just be saying, "Hey, these machines are lying." No, they're not, dude. Like, and plus, these machines are not only used in the United States; they're used worldwide.
Period. Tell him, babe. And that's that on that. December 14th, the first COVID-19 vaccinations start in the United States. The first doses are expected to go to frontline workers, healthcare workers, and residents of long-term care facilities, followed by other at-risk groups. Frontline workers really carried 2020 on their backs. Sweat, tears, everything. Like, seriously, we're so grateful. But I'm so excited. No, but what?
No, I was saying like it was funny because I would also see like the frontline workers, the COVID-19 TikTok, the nurses doing dances,
doing the weekend,
hitting the wall while somebody was having a heart attack in the background.
Okay, sure. There was hopefully it was during the break.
They were hitting the Renegade while people couldn't breathe.
Doing that weekend song. Dun, 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 dun. What was that? What's the name of that song?
We're gonna get copyrighted.
No, we're not. You're the Weeknd's biggest fan. What's that song called? He performed it at the Super Bowl this year.
Something in the Night.
Dun, 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 dun.
And I said, "Ooh." Okay.
That was Martin. I'm no.
All right, next one.
Same day, December 14th, the Electoral College confirms Joe Biden's victory over former president. I just refuse to say his name. No, thank you. Do you have something to say about that one?
No. I mean, it was kind of.
Was I here for that? No, I wasn't. No. Wait.
I just have nothing to say because I'm just like, dude. Since the news called it,
right?
That's usually when everybody knows who's the next president is. But these people are fighting tooth and nail, and
they were pulling.
And we won and recount the votes, and we're gonna file a lawsuit, and okay, we already know who won, but everybody was like hanging on to the last breath. Right, everybody was holding their hope. No, I feel like he might win. He's still gonna win,
people
and
still
he
say
won. He's still the president right now. What?
Okay, delusional.
Yeah,
December 20th, more than 317,000 people in the United States have passed away from COVID-19. The international death toll is 1.69 million.
Let's go. Oh wait, no, that's wrong.
This is not a time for cheering. This is a time to remember, again,
the mishandleness of just the whole COVID-19. Everybody,
the hot mess express that 2020 was.
Bro, come on.
And all we could do is just kind of keep swimming because
for real.
Just
I know a lot of people that passed away from COVID-19.
mm-hmm.
Like friends, families, stuff. Sorry, not. I'm trying to say, like, I don't know anybody personally that was my family that died, but I know friends' families that passed away from COVID-19, which sucks, man.
Yeah.
And right now we're like at the at the precipice of coming back to normality.
Yeah, I mean, vaccines are being rolled out left and right.
Yep.
I'm getting mine sometime next week, hopefully, when I'm back in town, when I'm back home.
Yeah, and I was actually looking it up last night, how I can get mine.
Good,
like
good for
where we're at.
And if you can, go for it. And if that's not your choice, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
any Houston listeners, Methodist hospital and all locations, Sugarland Lake, Lake, Clear Lake, and even the one in the Woodlands, they're doing it for free. All you need to do is just type in your name and phone number, and then answer a few medical questions. And if you're not negative and any of those, then you can just set a date when you can go get your vaccine. So pretty easy. Really.
Chef's kiss. Love it. Get your vaccine if you can. I'm just excited. I'm excited that, we're kind of getting, people are talking about, employers are talking about going back to work. A lot of people are hiring.
Yeah, it's a lot of jobs.
A lot of jobs are open right now. So, at the end of the day, we're getting somewhere. And
a lot of lessons learned.
A lot of
people exposed. A lot of unfaithful deaths. But yeah,
that is it for episode today. I really hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yep.
Just riding along memory lane and kind of just talking about things that really just shifted
a lot of crazy stuff.
Our lives.
Also, guys, we started a YouTube, so if you guys want to follow us on there and leave us a comment, like if you enjoyed this little kind of like special edition episode where we just didn't ramble about whatever, like we had one specific topic. We're just trying out like new formats and stuff. So oh my god, sorry, excuse me, I don't know why I'm burping, but we're trying like new formats out. So if you want to like leave us a comment on our Instagram or on YouTube and let us know if you prefer like one single topic that we talk about, or do you prefer like just like talking about different style of topics, or even if you prefer where we do both. One episode we just stick to one topic.
Just do both, or Q&As.
I don't know. Hey, we gotta listen to the people. So
the people. Thank you guys so much for listening. It's always a pleasure. Happy you're here, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for listening. Drive home safe. Whatever.
Also, one last thing, subscribe to our YouTube channel and rate our podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.